no, 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 no. I, yes, I did say I would use that song for an intro, but I was just kidding. I can't play that song on YouTube. Why? First of all, copyright infringement, and the lyrics of that song will probably get me kicked off YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Production team. Okay, let's work on another song. Until then, let's let it rip. Hey, y'all. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to Wrestling Gold Friday night. Yes, sirs and ma'ams. It is Friday, time for the weekend. Hold on a second. Here it's just a little bit. Yes, so we all made the Friday. Thank goodness. And thank goodness I do not have to work tomorrow. Gotta run a bunch of errands tomorrow, but no work for me tomorrow. So hopefully the sound is better in here. For some reason, I know I need to improve it somehow, but I don't know if it's because I just feel uncomfortable talking, doing videos inside a hotel room where you can kind of hear everything through the walls, or it's just I don't have it set up right. My sound is usually pretty off when I'm on location. So this week is going to be different because I'm in my home studio. For the most part, this week I might have to go back up there for a couple days. Not sure what days, or will, or if it's going to affect uh, the times of my videos. Depends on what time I have to start Thursday. I might do Thursday spot show live stream a little early, so keep in contact with that. So enough of that being said. Hello, everybody. This is Wrestling Gold Friday night, where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling, and by golly, it is still real to us. So let's do the usual thing. Cheers to all the hard working men and women, and to the hard working men and women who have to work this weekend. You are appreciated. So cheers to all you folks. I definitely need this. Tasty. Oh yeah, by the way, hope you have more drinks out because if you do watch my content, I hope you at least have fun with it. Make it a drinking game because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be like, a few times. So every time I do that, you know what to do. Take a swig. Let me check, make sure. See, there you go. Whoops. Or have a shot every time I say. So yes, according to this, I am live in a living color, baby. As Dusty Rhodes used to say, I'm here making my movie. Everything is copacetic. Oh, so yeah, while I'm just babbling around, wasting time, I am, like I said, live in a living color. So if you want to join me in the chat, talk about anything you want. Like I said, this is going back to the good old days of professional wrestling. So any memories you have about anything I discussed tonight, share with us. Also, after the watch along, if you want to bring something else up, hey, go to it. We'll sometimes we'll go off the subject off of wrestling and talk about pop culture stuff. Kind of like what we did towards the end last night. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman. Go ahead and repeat that. Lex Luthor. Also, it was in great movies like The French Connection, Unforgiven. Oh my God, Unforgiven. So, but yes. So join me in the chat if you don't want to comment or share a memory. Be friendly and say hello, just like Joe King here. What's going on this fine Friday evening? It is going well because as of 8:09, I do not have to work tomorrow. So that is fine and dandy. Also, if you dig what I'm talking about, click that thumbs up button. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. We're heading to my birthday sometime in March. Just don't know, remember what day it's on. See, I can remember, I could tell you the finish of Starcade 83. I can't tell you if I have a breakfast or when my birthday is. It's usually that day where everybody calls, like family members, my brother and my sisters call, and I get all these Facebook posts saying happy birthday. It's on that day. Not sure how all these people know it's my birthday, and I don't. But it will be a great birthday gift if I get a huge amount of new subscribers, because it is all appreciated. Now, with that being said, let's get into the show. I think I wasted enough people's time. Let's talk about the good old sport of professional wrestling. By first talking about the history of. Oh, yep, got my notes right here. Got off Austin. All right. Well, I do every Friday. We do a today in wrestling history, and today is February. I was about to say September 28th. I don't know why I was about to say September. It was on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, today is February 28th, 2025, and let's see what happened on this date. On this date, in 1973, Mr. Clean defeats Buddy Colt for the Southern title in Miami, Florida. The Southern title was the main championship or one of the main championships in the Florida territory. On this day in 1981, Paul Orndorff and Norville Austin has to vacate the NWA Southeastern Tag Team Championship on television following an injury to Norville Austin. They won those championships the week prior from the Midnight Express, Randy Rose, and Dennis Condrey, which Norville Austin was a member of that group at one time. Also on this date in 1981, the Don't Call Me Bushwhackers, Sheep Herders, Butch Miller and Luke Williams defeats Carlos Colon and Invader One for the World Wrestling Council North American Tag Team Championship in Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Yes, this was the Puerto Rico territory. And yes, this is when the Bushwhackers was the kick butt, violent, bloody sheep herders, not the licking people in the head bushwhackers. These were the sheep herders we all knew and loved. Okay, we love to hate them. On this day in 1982, at the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, NWA World Champion Ric Flair battled Harley Race to a double disqualification. The Great Kabuki battled Dusty Rhodes in a no contest in a Dragon Shy match. Not sure why a given match would have a no contest, whatever. Wasn't there that night, but it would have been cool to see that match. Could be. I mean, look at that. That's if you're a young kid back in that time, that was so cool. I mean, even when Muda did, I mean, when Muda does it, it's so cool. So cool. Um, Now that Shinsuke Nakamura does it sometimes, Asuka does it every now and then, but I do believe that's the originator of it right there, the mysterious mist. People use different colors now. I think Muda is the one who introduced the different colors of the mist. I know the Great Kabuki always the green mist when Kenji Muda went from White Ninja, Black Ninja, Great Muda, and the NWA. He started off with a green mist, then red. I think when he went to Japan, or it could be before he went to Japan. I think he introduced the orange and purple maybe or something like that. But most of the time it was either I think he did black. I can't remember that well. But yeah, uh, like I said, the fire, this totally cool thing. But yes, he battled that man right there, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, in a Dragon Shy match that had no victors that went to a no contest. Giant Baba defeated Terry Gordy. Jimmy Garvin, before he became Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, defeated Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. There was a This was the Atlanta round of the NWA World Tag Team Title Tournament. I believe it was what a couple weeks ago we gave the results of the Mid Atlantic portion of the tournament. So here's the matches that follow. Jackie and Jerry Briscoe defeated Kevin Sullivan and Ron Bass. Terry and Dory Funk defeated Buddy Rose and Rip Oliver. And I believe those two were main stars in Portland at the time. Man, this is a hell of a card right here. Wish I was old enough to go to these shows. Bad Leroy Brown and the tendencies to Ron Fuller defeated Mass Superstar and Super Destroyer. Uh, Ten, Genichiro Hero, Tenru defeated Jumbo Tsuruta, or excuse me, Tenru and Jumbo Tsuruta defeated Rick Harris, who was, of course, Black Bart, and the Mongolian Stomper. Ole Anderson and Stanley Hansen defeated Brad Armstrong and Tommy Rogers. This before Tommy Rogers became a fantastic with Bobby Fulton, of course. All right, second round we got the Briscoes defeating Terry and Dory Funk. Tenru and Tsuruta defeated Ron Fuller and Leroy Brown. Ole Anderson and Stan Hansen defeated Tenru and Jumbo Tsuruta. And in the finals, it was Ole Anderson and Stan Hansen defeating Jack and Jerry Briscoe to win the Atlanta portion of the NWA World Tag Team Title Tournament. I think I do remember like watching an old episode and Ole Anderson kind of mentioned a tournament going on. So this actually puts everything in perspective. Man, gosh, look how the talent was on that card though. I mean, he had, of course, Flair and Race, Great Kabuki, Dusty Rhodes, Terry Gordy, Jim Garvin, and Buzz Sawyer. Uh, then in the tournament itself, you had the Briscoes, you had Kevin Sullivan, you had Ron Bass, the Funks, Rip Oliver, and Buddy Rose, who I will say they do not get the love that they probably should get. Of course, Ron Fuller was in it, Mass Superstar, who was Bill Eadie. Can't say enough about that dude. Uh, Especially now that I'm kind of doing this. I mean, I was always a fan of the Mass Superstar when I finally got to see him when I would buy like tapes from eBay or something like that. And especially knowing that he was Demolition Axe, then kind of watch him now, uh, like more of it thanks to YouTube as a Mass Superstar, and also Bill Irwin. When I was watching the shooting reviews, everybody talks well about Bill or not Bill Irwin, Scott Irwin, the Super Destroyer. I think he was the inventor of the Superplex, but yeah, dude was talented as well. The Stomper, a lot of people speak well of him. Uh, but yeah, and of course, was always a fan of Ole Anderson and Stan Hansen. I can't not like that. Well, I know why you can't, but because they were heels and stuff like that. But for some reason, I was just a fan of Stan Hansen, Ole Anderson. All right, on this date in 1992 at the Sportatorium in Dallas, Texas, for the Global Wrestling Federation, Barry Horowitz defeated Ben Jordan to win back the light heavyweight title. Also on that show, a 10-man battle royal was held for a new brass knucks champion that was won by Black Bart. Also on this day in 1996, Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert defeated PG-13, JC Ice, and Wolfie D. That's another guy who doesn't get enough credit, I think. I don't know if it's because he was in that down period in wrestling. That's where he kind of found his niche in his prime. Was during that like early '90s, a little before the whole Monday Night War thing started. Doug Gilbert, I mean, when he first started, hey, he's a rookie, but man, he got like really good, and it could be one of those things where his mouth kind of got in trouble. Need to find that. I was going to play that tonight. Totally forgot about it. But I think it might have been had something to do with the whole uh, getting on live TV talking about Randy Hale smoking crack and Jerry Lawler like young girls. And speaking of Jerry Lawler, the reason that Brian Christopher was carrying around two belts because his daddy Jerry Lawler owns a portion of the company. Yes, he said it all on live TV. Remind me later and I'll share it. I'll see if I can share it. But yeah, that's all I got for today in wrestling history. Not too many things going on. Sorry, folks. I think since it's getting warmer outside, I think yeah, it could be that Southern wrestling thing that he don't get the love he or it could be just didn't because I know he did the Royal Rumble and it seems like wasn't the internet really. I think it was actually the magazines that were kind of teasing that possibly WCW and WWF was looking to sign him, but none of them did. So it'd be kind of combination of everything. I mean, obviously he WWF was You have a great body. Uh, he wasn't a body. He wasn't a chiseled. You know, he was a big, kind of a big guy, but I think that was steaks and beer and cornbread. But like I said, maybe his smile kind of got him in trouble too. I think what was it? He was in ECW too, I guess, as the Dark Patriot. He did the Dark Patriot gimmick again in ECW when Eddie Gilbert was the Kingfish there, no pun intended. So if you actually remember that, hit me up on here. And yeah, a lot of them wasn't. I mean, Paul Orndorff was, of course, Tony Atlas was, um, Ricky Steamboat was. I mean, you got to remember Ricky Steamboat is from Florida. He started in his he got his big break in Mid Atlantic. He was jacked and well, he was pretty chiseled. Definitely a body guy. But man, I seemed like a old match when he was like a couple years into the WWF. He was fully into that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and he was a match with Don Morocco, and Steamboat was jacked, but was able to do those beautiful, beautiful arm drag takedowns and that perfect cross body block from the top rope. Hello, Brenda. I don't have Gatorade again today. Again, I've got to put myself a Gatorade in the refrigerator, so I have the lethal combination of beer and Coke. Coca-Cola, not the booger sugar. But yeah, a lot of the big stars weren't chisel guys either. It was no. Tommy Rich wasn't a body guy. Only, I mean, you had the people who was there who lifted weights and stuff like that. I mean, they didn't have that chiseled physique like Kerry Von Erich and Kevin did. But if you look, I mean, look at old videos of I just mentioned a while ago of Bill 80. Bill as a mass superstar, that dude was. You can tell by the shape of his arms and everything. He spent some time in the gym. Uh, Briscoes did enough. Actually, Kevin Sullivan at a time, that dude was ripped. I think it was during 81, 82, 83, I guess. I don't remember. Okay, it was before 83, probably 81, 82 when he was partnering up with Tony Atlas. He got freaking ripped. And I think he was actually doing bodybuilding competitions at the time. Speaking of body, I mean, how can we forget Austin Idol, Idol Mania, brother? But yeah, a lot of them wasn't chiseled. Dusty Rhodes, Tommy Rich. I'm trying to think of somebody else. David Von Erich wasn't really that. I mean, he was a big, tall. He wasn't skinny, but he wasn't like you know. He didn't have the body of like Kevin or definitely not like Gary. Speaking of which, we'll see. Let's get about by that time we get to check out a heel David Von Erich. Hopefully, I got it. I know he's in a tag match. Not sure how much he's talking, but we will definitely get into that pretty soon. Which reminds me, let me do one thing right quick. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Uh, let's see. I mean, oops. Speaking of tag teams, the Rock and Roll Express, they wasn't exactly bodyguards, but the chicks dug. Jerry Lawler. There we go. And you know what? There is one guy we did not mention today in the history of wrestling. He did not do anything in the history of wrestling today, and that is Dutch Mantel. Say it with me, chat. Uh, sorry, folks. I gotta send an email, and let me somebody tell them to check their email. And I will admit, I'm like a copy and paste bad motherfucker. That is Dutch Mantel. But he wasn't a body guy either. But Paul Ellering was. The Road Warrior, Road Warriors got their break in Georgia, but they were from Minnesota by way of having their gimmick hometown of Chicago. And Blackjack Mulligan, or both the Blackjack. Big dudes, won't want to mess with them, but definitely not body guys. And of course, this was 70s, 80s. I mean, I'm pretty sure they all went to the gym and got, worked on their strength and stuff like that. Because you got, even though they're getting help, I guess you want to call it, you still got to be strong enough to, in case the time is off just a little bit, you at least got to be strong enough to, you know, help the partner out so that person won't get hurt or you won't get hurt. But yeah, so yeah, just sent the email out and I think we're about ready to do our watch along today. Of course, our watch along is Championship Wrestling from Florida from 1981, featuring David Von Erich. So when you folks are ready, I will do a countdown and we will begin things. By the way, the next 3 weeks, I'm going to see if I can get permission to use everything. But for the next 3 weeks, it'll be after tonight. It'll be 1989 Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, Memphis, and Continental Wrestling Federation from 1989. And probably just going to do it in 3 blocks. This is from a video I watched earlier today or earlier this week. Not today. I finished it up today. That's the reason I said somebody put a basically a 3 hour, 2 hour, 45 minute, 3 hour block of Superstars of Wrestling. I think they took all the stuff that WWE on out of there. I want to try to see if I can show the footage with them talking and then amongst other things. But if I can't, I will. How can I do this? I want to see if I can clip it, everything, to fit what I'm doing. That way, um, if that makes sense. I'm trying to clip the actual wrestling shows I want it clipped out. And some of these will have commercials too, so bear with me on that one. But it'll be uh, basically one video, but want to kind of, like I said, I want to clip it so I can actually show it on here, and I would share the link too. So if anybody wants to watch the whole thing, in 1989 they had to switch from it was before a little before 1989, but definitely in 1989 they went from WATL channel 36 to WBEU channel 69 in Atlanta. Um, Hold on one. I might have to send you the link. No, I did it earlier today. Share the link to everybody. Hold on one second. A little bit technical difficulty. But yeah, like I said, I'm saying, what I was saying earlier, um, I think they kind of uh, whoever put the video up originally. Hopefully, I'm going to ask if I can like clip it just for the episode so I can play it live on here. Okay, I think we'll just do that for tonight. For some reason, it's not working. Sorry about that. So when you're ready, let me know. I'll do a countdown so I can press play on my devices. All right, y'all ready? All right. And five, four, three, two, one. Press play now. All right, press play. And of course, there's the legend himself, Mr. Gordon Soley. Well, I guess the date on the thing is wrong. It might have been recorded on December 30th, but Warren keeps on saying 82. So Jack was a multi-time champion. Wonder why they never did make a Jerry Briscoe world champion. Okay, so it says on here the broadcast date was January 2nd of 1982. Yeah, I noticed they kind of do that on Championship Wrestling from Florida. Um, it'll be like Championship Wrestling from Florida 81, Championship Wrestling from Florida 82, 83. Yeah, Jack pushed better, Jerry lived longer. Yeah. Have you ever listened to him and Bradshaw's podcast? Yeah, that was kind of wrong. I hope we didn't see. I hope we ain't already seen this, but yeah, it is kind of interesting seeing Eric Embry started off his career. It's like seems like he was that underdog babyface, and one I don't know. I guess it was a little pet peeve for me. I hated when they did the trophies as a championship or the medallions. I always prefer the belts. J.J. and Dillon. Yeah, if you read Mick Foley's book, he kind of mentions J.J. Dillon in that tone. And talking about two more legends here. I mean, two greats right here. The Big Chief, Wahoo McDaniel, and the Spoiler, J.J. Dillon. Also, I thought he was a very good manager, at least top 10, especially with his run with the Horsemen. I think that's what everybody kind of remembers him from because that was in the national spotlight. Then they, I guess, remember him during the dying days of WCW being that, I guess, sort of matchmaker, whatever they want to call him back at that time. Head of talent relations in WCW. Yeah, because he left that position in WWF. And you got to see a little bit right there of the spoiler walking the ropes. Is that Bill Alfonso? You talking about Bill Alfonso? All right, Daddy. Get off of me, Daddy. Hey, Daddy, you like that match between me and Beulah? Here you go. Autograph, kid. Here you go, Daddy. 1, 2, 3. There's JJF and Dylan. Did all that with a cigar still in his mouth. That if that cigar was in my mouth, that thing would be broken and everything. Something you don't see often either. Killer Carl Cox is a babyface. Yeah, those are some big old cigars. For sure, they weren't cheap cigars either. And see, this is so great. This is a lost art now. It's like he's a heel. He's the bad guy. He's going to skip the part where they cheated to win the match, but going to point out that hey, I'm a victim here. I got chased. That crazy killer Carl Cox chased me around with a chair. I was just there doing my managerial duties and stuff like that. I mean, not sure anybody knows how to do that anymore. And yes, boys and girls, I will say this again. That right there is a hangman. Big, rough and tumble, ugly mofo. Not somebody who drives to the arena in a powder blue Rivian electric truck. I guess you can say the promoter loved him some Cox. In this match, didn't draw a dime. Not a dime. I would have loved him some cuts. Nah, that's just Tony Atlas. And yes, here's a definitely another legend here. And I think before he became Miss Wrestling number two, of course, I think he got some of his start in Florida and in Gunkles, or I don't think not the old South Wrestling. I think he wrestled for promoter Paul, not the manager Paul Jones, but the promoter Paul Jones from the ABC booking in Atlanta, or the Atlanta territory that was once owned by both Buddy Fuller and this is a knee lift right here. Jake Roberts had a pretty good knee lift too. But anyway, the ABC booking that was Buddy Fuller, Paul Jones, and uh, what's his name again? Ray Gunkel. Oh yeah, so this is 81. Jimmy Carter was president at the time, and of course, he took that famous picture with Jimmy Carter. Miss Wrestling 2 was Jimmy Carter's mother's favorite wrestler, I do believe. So when they talk about, he hangs out with people in high places or whatever, I think he's talking about the Carter family in Georgia. You gotta love the groovy music of the 80s. There he is. And I think this is when they, because I know Kevin, he did territories as well. He went to Georgia, but I think this is when they were really grooming or at least testing David Von Erich, see if he can take it to that next level. He was always a babyface in Texas, but now he's in Florida. He's a heel here. He's been brought in by Dory Funk Jr. All right, there, little Mikey. Open those fists up. Dory hit you with perfectly legal European forearm uppercuts. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really watch much of them. Of course, I didn't. You know, if I said before, didn't get much Florida wrestling. Did see him in WCW, and I was like, oh, it was kind of like, oh, this is the guy. Kind of. I mean, they didn't really pump him up in magazines or anything like that either. You just see him as either Florida Tag Champion or maybe sometimes the Florida Champion or one of the Florida champions. But there was never really a push to make him world champion. I think that Mike. It seems like on interviews and stuff like that, Mike and his dad Eddie understood that he's pretty good worker in the ring maybe, but not world champion. You're definitely not going to buy a ticket to see Mike Graham. It's called Charisma, I think. I mean, whatever Vern had and Eddie had, their sons Greg and Mike did not have. Now I'm not sure if this will highlight that or not. As far I'm not sure if they'll do an interview with David Von Erich, but his thing in Florida being a heel was that, hey, I'm from this rich family in Texas, the Von Erich family. I am wrestling royalty uh, from Texas. Don't have to worry about money, yada yada yada. Charlie Cook with the football tackles. Now that's not right. Oh, okay. So see, there you go, David. David. Even though David's a foot taller than Mike, he's in there as a heel. He understands the assignment, but then I guess it kind of lured Mike Graham as a false sense of security, I guess. Then Dory came in. They double teamed him. Got some good heat there. But yeah, David right there, just that brief moment there, he understood the assignment. He took that shot from Mike, sold it, and did some heel shit there. Yeah, Fritz, I mean, uh, and of course, I mean, as you're seeing a little bit now, like I was just explaining too, it's like you can see why David was going to be groomed to be that champion. Dude could talk. He he's here wrestling as a heel. So, and back in those territory days, the NWA World Champion normally was a heel because their top champion was sometimes most of the time baby faces. And it always worked out better that way. That way, the heel world champion comes in and either cheats to win or gets himself disqualified. And of course, Kevin was just freaking athletic as hell. Um, and Carrie had a, you know, built like, this jack. Chicks dug him, and he dug the chicks, the women's, the whammons. Unfortunately, Mike didn't have. I don't think Mike had that kind of passion, and unfortunately, Chris didn't have the size to make it. But That was Killer Call Cox. That's J.J. Dillon. That is Iron Mike Sharp. I'm not that familiar with Cox either. Not that I try to be. Nitro Eric Embry. Did not know he went by the name of Nitro Eric Embry. It ain't ballet, brother. Oh, Bob Russell. Chang Chung, that Japanese legend. Or did he say that Singapore legend? At one time, Iron Mike Sharp was billed as Canadian's best athlete or something like that. Mm, he was a whole lot better as a heel. Eric Embry was a whole lot better as a heel. Yeah, I mean, after year, because when I first started watching wrestling, Eric Embry was the, pardon my language, chicken shit heel. But then all of a sudden he came to world class. He was a badass, and uh, well, he was a heel. The world class light heavyweight champion, still doing the you know heel stuff, the flamboyant Eric Embry heel stuff. Then he became a babyface. Like I say, he was a badass. And then when he went back to being a heel, he kind of kept being that badass heel now. Now I will say, him and Tom Pritchard in Memphis as a heel team, Pro Texas and all that was pretty decent stuff. But I wouldn't put Eric Embry as one of my all time favorites or anything. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the reason I kind of dug the Eric Embry, Tom Pritchard stuff in Memphis because now they were going against Lawler, and of course it was Tom Pritchard there. I can you not like Tom Pritchard? Oh, hello Coco Samoa. And now they're working on that back. I do believe. Yep, that's a Canadian backbreaker. That's what some people called it. I think it's that same backbreaker Bruno Sammartino sometimes uses as a finisher. Yeah, I heard the same thing. I forgot who was talking about it, but somebody said that it might have been a Honky Tonk Man, but they said that he almost got locked inside the arena because he was still taking a shower. Hey, se- seems like David here says "us" about as much as I do. So see, like knocked each other out, and so it didn't really display him being really comfortable at the, especially not, well, pretty sure ring wise he was comfortable being a heel. Ah, Les Thornton. You want to talk about a technician? Les Thornton was one of them. But like I was saying, probably promo wise, he wasn't really feeling that. Well, not I won't say feeling it, but wasn't he hasn't learned how to be a heel on a promo yet, but definitely in the ring, he was definitely learning to be a heel. And I think he learned pretty quickly, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Les Thornton, he's a original man of 1,000 holds, I do believe. A former multi-time NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, apparently Iron Mike Sharp would, I guess, I shouldn't be making fun of him. I mean, you're talking about a guy who, one long story short, one time I took like I take a minimum of maybe 2 showers a day. There was one time I took 4 showers within a 24-hour period. If you really want me to explain it, I'll explain it after the show here, but we're not after the watch along here. But if you want to see a really good match, there was a match for the WWF Georgia Championship Wrestling between Les Thornton and Mr. Wrestling 2. Excellent match. So that was a little bit. All right, I got, this one's still on YouTube. I went back to the home page and I seen somebody's thumbnail on another video. And this cracked me up. But yeah, so you can definitely tell that was grooming him for to be a heel. That way he can be that traveling world champion. And I mean, you got to put him on that list of what might have been list. You know, that what if list. You know, along with Magnum TA, Gino Hernandez, Chris Adams, David Von Erich, um, countless others. You know, that just that list of you know of what would they been if they had either lived or didn't get like that debilitating or had a bad car accident. But yeah, one time, yes, I took 4 showers in a 24-hour period. I woke up about 12 o'clock midnight, or got up or took a shower at 12 midnight because I had a 2 a.m. concrete pour. And I left my place at 12:30. Got there at 1:30. Did the concrete pour. Was done at 10 o'clock in the morning. Got me some Waffle House. Went home. Took another shower. And this was, I want to say it was like a July, August. Went home, took a shower. So that's shower number two. Got some things done around the house, laundry, started laundry, stuff like that. Then needed to take a nap. So I took a little nap, woke up around 3-ish, 3:30 maybe. Took another shower. Uh, friends came friends came over. We drove to Cornelia, Georgia to, I think it was NWA Anarchy at the time. It was one. It was Cornelia Wrestling. Went to a wrestling show. Like I said, this was July or August. No AC in that building. Oh, no AC whatsoever. You have fans, but no AC whatsoever. So, enjoy the show. Great show. Came home. I was like, I can't lay in my bed after I sat there and sweated all night. So I took shower number 4 around 11:30 that night. So four shot. That's how I took four. That's the story of me taking 4 showers within a 24-hour period. So don't make fun of people who are obsessed with oh yeah, July August was brutal in that building. And gosh, I remember went there. Okay, see when it was NWA Wildside, the main show would be like the second, fourth Saturday of every month. But every Friday they would have a thing called Funtastic Friday, and basically it was like Todd Sexton, Chad Parham, who was Gabriel at the time, Sal Nero, Seth DeLay, them, and some trainees. I think Azrael was part of it too. One time we went there, and I think it was like December or January. It was cold. It was blistering, freaking cold. Uh, it was during that time where I guess still now, somewhat, not everybody does it, but especially at that time, everybody who wrestled WWE TNA, Independence, if they had long hair, they usually wet it down. That night, all the long hair wrestlers did not wet their hair down. It was that cold. And it was one of those first times I went to a show. I mean, to get in these shows was like $5. So you're basically seeing some trainees and trainers, wrestle each other. And that's where you got to see how good Todd Sexton was, how good Sal Rennero really was, how good Gabriel Chaplin really was. If you attended those shows and maybe watched NWA Wildside or NWA Anarchy, you probably a little more. You might be familiar with those names. If Ring of Honor, folks probably definitely heard Sal Rennero or NWA Power Sal Rennero, Sal your pal. But you got to see really good how good they really were, because again, those were kids just learning. Some of them got really good. Yeah, yeah. That was probably the only time I went to a wrestling show. That was, it was pretty. For it was a pretty good show. But I was like, sit there shivering, like, oh, I mean, the seats were cold. The steel chairs were freaking lit. They didn't put none of the heat blowers out there. Usually during the Wild Side Anarchy television tapings, yes, Brent Silver was, and he, my point exactly. He's a guy who had long hair, usually had it wetted down, but that night he got in that match, hair as dry as this table right here. But usually on the main show, the Anarchy, TV international TV tapings, they would have at least those heater blowers out to heat up the building a little bit. But for some reason, Friday nights and this night especially, they did not have those out, and my God, it was freezing. I mean, definitely like. I mean, I even told my buddy, I was like, God dang, I hate to say, I know it sounds bad, but my God, this is the first time I ever went to a wrestling show that I was just wishing they would hurry up and get done with, get out of there, get back in this, nice heated vehicle I had at the time. I think that's when I had a sport track. But yeah, but uh, but back to David Von Erich. I found some interesting information about David Von Erich. I'm not sure how true it is, but this is what I read, that David Von Erich raised horses, raised, breeded, and sold horses. So he had made himself a nice little healthy income, let's just say that, beyond the wrestling business. I, they made it sound, they didn't give a number, but they made it, the what I read it from, they made it sound like he, made himself quite a fortune, which you can if you know what you're doing, especially at that time, probably still now, I think, of raising, breeding, and selling horses. And because he loved horses, he liked riding horses, taking care of them, and stuff like that. And that's beyond wrestling. That's how he made a good bit of money. So that was pretty interesting. It kind of makes the situation that much sadder that uh, obviously he liked being a star. He liked he was all business in the ring, or all business about wrestling. It's like, okay, I want to do promo. I want to be world champion. I want to be the best and all that good stuff. I mean, from what I read and heard in shoot interviews, that dude was uh, definitely all about the business and wanting to be the best. Now, fortunately, uh, right there on the cusp. I mean, it was within what a month or two away, and he was going to be the world champion. And unfortunately, he passed away in Japan. But yeah, that was back to the wild side. I think yeah, it was pushing. But yeah, a lot of times in that build, seeing a lot of good talent in that building. A lot of good talent, not named AJ Styles. Everybody knows AJ Styles came from that building. Great, but Xavier Woods, uh, Cash Wheeler. I think even Dax wrestled a couple times in that building. Kenny Omega made a visit. Um, but yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, Ron Killings, our Truth. Um, I can't. He's in the WWE, but he's injured right now. Can't think of his name right now. Shit, crap. He wrestled his nation at the time. I can't think of his name. Go to Google. Can't think of his name right now. His name not on here either. Apollo Crews. That's it. Apollo Crews. Thank you. Can't think of his name. It saved my life. But yeah, Apollo Crews. He wrestled a few times in there. Yeah, a few people. What else did I have to say? I am drawing a blank now. I have something else to say. But yeah, yeah. In the summer times, it would just yeah. A lot of times, I would take a shower before I went to bed after those shows. So yeah. Point of the story is it's better than the alternative. Let's just say that. Yeah, this I think I think Jay Lethal made it stop. Lenny Dykstra, Matt Seidel, ODB, Jimmy Ray. Oh, gotta say Jimmy Ray. I was about to spit that out too. But yeah, ODB, Jimmy Rave. I mean, ODB, she came there a couple times. I mean, Jimmy Rave was a star there. Ambrose made a stop there one time. Nigel made a stop there. Made a couple stops, I think, there. Adam Pierce, actually, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's only, even though it was a NWA, you want to call it territory, NWA Wildside, NWA Anarchy, there was only two times that the NWA title was defended here. Once when Sabu was the champion, and the other time when Adam Pierce was the NWA. Yes, that Adam Pierce was a world champion. The Mark and uh, the Briscoes, not Jack and Jerry, Mark and Jay Briscoe. I was supposed to say GQ. It wasn't GQ Madison. That's Tommy Dreamer. That's TD Madison's brother, Tommy Dreamer, or kayfabe brother. I think it's saying that. Oh, Luke Hawks. Can't forget. Can't forget about the Southern Stomper. Not only let's see, he was Altar Boy Luke then, got bigger, changed his name to Luke Hawks. Um, been in some movies. Have you ever seen it? If you ever seen a Logan movie, you know when they had that little when uh, Professor Xavier was causing everything to shake. Uh, when Logan put the spikes through somebody's head like that, stuck out. That's Luke Hawks. Yeah, Z Bar and Burke. Didn't Bob Sapp? Ruckus? Yeah, GQ money, not Madison. GQ money. Kid Chaos. I don't know why I kept on wanting to call him, which I was not, and you know it, I was not a XPW fan at all. Could care less about XPW. Yes. Got to see Dory Funk Jr. Got to see New Jack there. Bobby Eaton made a stop there. Got to meet Ole Anderson. Christopher Daniels made a stop there. Hot Stuff Hernandez, or Hernandez from the original LAX. He was a former NWA Wildside champion. I think they had a developmental deal with WCW at the time. Asada. So you got to see David. Well, by the time when we started going, WCW was already closed. Didn't start going to like 2002, December 2000. But still, even from 2002 beyond, and I mean they got uh, Griff Garrison who wrestles for AEW or Ring of Honor. He got a start in that building as well, and that's probably one of the last ones. Yes, Kiwi and Alan Funk made a stop there. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, met Ole Anderson there. That was cool. He didn't wrestle that night. He was selling his book. It was actually pretty cordial. Believe it or not, Ole Anderson was pretty cordial, and I was a fan of his before that. So yes, Milano collection. Whatever happened to that dude? There was like a lot of hype for that dude, and psh, nothing. I think last I heard he retired. Yeah, I think he went to Ring of Honor. Oh, there's another one. Ring of Honor people. Iceberg Tank. Tank is still going strong. He's doing a bunch of the death match stuff, hardcore death match, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I know he was something in Japan, but even that didn't last. Didn't seem to last long. Yeah, Azrael, Slim J, and that that sucks about him. Got a job in I guess AEW. I guess they put him in uh, Ring of Honor. Oh, Special K and um oh was it oh AR Fox. Was it Angel Dust? Oh, yeah, I think it was Angel Dust. Yeah, got a lot of those. Anyway, I think that does it for me tonight. No, getting a little hungry now, so yes, Bull Buchanan. Oh, uh, Bo Buchanan, who is shit. Brooks Jensen. Uh, Jensen wrestles for NXT. Is Bull Buchanan's son. He's got another son who's wrestling. I actually seen his other son, Zach Buchanan. Not bad. Anyway, like I said, I think let's go and call it a night for me. A little hungry right now for some dinner. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's almost lights out the old folks home. Anyway, appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Like I said, if you didn't catch me in the chat, leave a comment, share a memory, ask a question, or just flat out say hello. And like I said, hopefully you folks enjoyed it. If you did, click that thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber yet, click on that subscribe button. You folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.